Good day, everyone. It's April 13th, Saturday. Solomon here. Let's back up. I would like to take the time to self-reflect and go over things, what the hell's going on this week, what I've been doing, just so I can stay afloat and stay sane for my own mental well-being and emotional being. And that's a good thing. So we're here in the whole year. So God given, have this whole year. I can do whatever I want. What am I doing? Basic life questions. And whatever the hell it is I'm doing, I'm documenting so everyone knows that I know. I need to know what the hell I'm doing. People ask me all the time, what else do you do? What do you do? But look, here's my work schedule. I have my time card with me here. So there's no monetization, there's no money, no metrics. Don't come after and kill me because of money. This is the reality. Total hours worked up until Saturday. I'm actually working 8 hours today as well. So about 146 hours. Every day I'm pulling in about almost 10 hours, 9 hours, 11 hours, 9 hours, 9 hours, almost 16 hours, another 16 hours. I work another 16 hours, another 8, 9 hours. Up until this point, another 8.62. Keep the hours going up to 9 hours a day, 9 hours a day, 9 hours, and finally 16 hours from yesterday at the hospitals, the hospital system, Medicare. So if you get into Medicare, you'll always have a job, and you're like, Solomon, blah 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 blah. Then you can get per diem elsewhere. You can work, part-time elsewhere. But Solomon, this and that. Yeah, well, when your Karen wife finds out, you don't make enough money, what are you going to be doing? This happens routinely with everyone, and everything. There's always never enough. It's never enough, I lived my whole life. It's always the same story. Blah, 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 money. Of course it's about money. You're poor. Most people are poor. Poor people, whatever. It's never changed. It's never changed. Because there was no one in your family who sacrificed or was an outlier or, But some people don't need help. Their parents were nurses and stuff. Even if they were Indian or Chinese or whatever, minority. Their parents were nurses, Filipino nurse. You could be, the most native looking ass, island from, Ghana or some third world country, shithole or whatever have you. And you can make it as a nurse. You don't need to be a doctor. You don't need to be a lawyer. You just need to be, watching out for someone else other than yourself. It's not going to be sexy. To reiterate, it's not going to be sexy. If all you have is your cell phone with you is for entertainment, then, well, that's your life. You're going to be babysitting someone who's bedridden and whatever. And hopefully, you actually take care of them, but, you're human. Of course, you're going to pick up your cell phone and start trying to entertain yourself with whatever Netflix and chill or, TikTok, Pinterest, doom scrolling. Did you get much out of it? Did you learn anything? Everyone's natural default is like, I just want to make money. She'll go wherever the money is. Blah, 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 money. Money, 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 It's just a scarcity mindset, which probably is the curse of everyone. I don't expect you to be any different. And everyone has their own opinions, their own values, their own worldly views. But everyone is selfish. Everyone wants money. Everyone will lie, cheat, steal, scam, grift for money up until the day they die. Those who don't have very high standards, values, rules, regulations, boundaries, values. And maybe, the answer is don't value money so much at all, Money is not everything. Maybe you just want to live out your week, put in 8 hours a day, and just hang out with your friends and family on the weekends or whatever, and that's enough for you. As we approach the future and you realize the meta is changing, because that's what something people used to value. Now everyone's becoming some kind of scarcity mindset machine, like like your grandpa and grandma in the Great Depression. Oh no, we don't have food. The food pantry is almost dried up and then so real life becomes, you're always working, you're always trying to be cheap and frugal. You're just poor again. You thought you got out of it? Nope. It never changed. Everyone's still currently poor. Single mother, 3+ kids or whatever. Chad and Tyrone are long gone. Tyrone probably ended up in prison or something. Chad doesn't give a fuck anymore. And you're like, what the hell? What in the actual hell? You didn't win the lottery, so you didn't, take off with that entrepreneurship because COVID and all these whatever, because your uncle stole the money and grifted you and, scammed you and shit. These scenarios play out very, very often. Or, your ex-wife stole, got all the money and child support and alimony and spousal support money and stuff. And so you're broke. You're a guy, you're broke, and that's just the meta, That's just the meta. And why does it gotta be like that? I don't know, it just is. That is the closest to the truth for the average ass person. Because again, people are just greedy and selfish and, unless that is they value family time and friends and, stuff like that. Which is probably becoming more rare and rare as we go into the future, because everyone's so concentrated and suffering from the scarcity mindset. Because everything's so goddamn expensive these days. At $2,000 of rent minimum, $2,500 to be safe, even upwards of $3,000. In the city, it's twice as bad. $5,000 for rent for your average 1 or 2 bedrooms. So everyone is running and operating on scarcity mindset. Scarcity mindset. Just like in the 80s, the 90s. You thought you grew up or something and got out of it. No. Rinse and repeat. Just like I showed you, I was working 16 hours a day. That's the new meta. I believe it was Jack Ma who said, everyone should be working 66 hours a week or something, 16 days, six days a week or something, which is ridiculous. Most Americans tell him to go fuck himself. I mean, it's work. You're dealing with customer service. You're dealing with, clients. You're dealing with Zoom calls. You're dealing with, pointless meetings. You're dealing with people you don't want to be with. Cold calling, marketing. This isn't fun. But that's how they do it. trying to get customers, trying to get made in China products. You know, shipping insurance. You know, that's why they have that shipping container boat in Baltimore just freaking collapsed the whole bridge. That ship, I believe it was from Singapore. That's what I read. It's from Singapore. You know, Temu, Amazon, you know, Alibaba, drop shipping. Again, with the shipping insurance thing, if something blows up, you know, thank God you have insurance. Is that did I just spell out the whole future for most people? Yeah. And yeah. You know, if you were in the military, you just be the same thing. Just be more confined and controlled by your drill sergeant and all this stuff. If you're an entrepreneur, you have to self-regulate yourself on your own time, which requires a lot more work. Tim Ferriss's 4-hour work week. Yeah, sure. Just work 4 hours. Do whatever the hell you want. Yeah, sure. Maybe that would work if you're some charismatic white guy, but you know, in terms of if you're black, if you're Chinese, or you're whoever, just like a minority, just a very like undesirable person out there in the world. You know, you can't be doing that. You can't be doing no 4-hour work week shit. You know, you don't have the charisma to be selling yourself that easily. You know, you don't have that trust. You don't have that. You know, white people, socio-economic like background to be falling back on. Everyone's like ha ha ha. You know, it's usually more savage in other cultures. You know. That's just how it is. That's just how it is. People are a lot poorer. You know, people just have these like violent, nasty tones of voice, natural tones of voices, because they just sound like that. They grew up like that, and everyone else was like that. Mean, nasty. Mean and nasty. No compassion. Money, money, money. Kill, kill, kill. Ukraine, Russia, Palestine, Israel, now it seems to be Iran. People have always been very violent and asshole-like, and, you know, damn. The earlier you start working, 8 hours, 16 hours, or whatever, you know, that's not necessarily going to push you anywhere. It's not going to move the needle anywhere. It's more like you have to have this high value skill, and then you should be, you know, monopolizing, capitalizing off of that. So that's what I'm doing. So $41.25 is my base pay. Then I'm just trying to, you know, mooch off the company as much overtime I can get. You know, they have this thing called charge pay. If I'm the only person in the department, I'm automatically claimed seniority, so I get an extra $1. Not even $1, it's 95 cents. So these companies are cheap as fuck in hell as well, you know. And then on top of that, I get a differential pay for working at night, because your longevity, your lifespan is well documented. It's minus 6 years of your life for working into the night. Just staying up after 10 p.m. Automatically triggers higher, you know, cholesterol levels, LDLs, high, you know, good cholesterol, bad cholesterol, HCl, LDL cholesterol, blood glucose, diabetes rate, chance of diabetes rate goes up. Your quality of sleep reduces into dog shit. So, my coworker actually just got out of the hospital, so he has like gastritis, inflammation of gastrointestinal. He had like kidney stones removed and stuff, two hernias. I just saw him yesterday, and lower back, disc, lumbar disc degeneration. Um, a lot of people have that. He claimed that like he was been moving up and down ramps, I guess from moving patients in heavy X-ray machinery, which I feel isn't that bad. Maybe because I worked out at the gym all the time that it hasn't taken its toll on me. But everyone says, around the age of 50, your body just naturally decomposes, and you know, you just start losing your strength and shit. So where should your money be going? So you work your whole life, and you should be just you're plowing your money into S&P 500 company, which is probably not even much money anyways. Six figures, 100,000, 200,000. That's not what people need. I mean, that's not what people want, but that's probably very realistic. People need $1 million, $2 million. You're lucky if you get that. My mom worked her whole life. Not even that. Not even that. You can do all the kung fu shit you want and whatever. You'll still just come out as a layperson, a 401k, which means 100,000, $401,000, less than $500,000. So all these big industries will just have you work until you die. That's their goal. They don't care. They don't care. And they don't care if you drop dead working. They don't care. If I had a newborn child in the world, they'd give you the same formula. Work, work, and work. Maybe if you're an entrepreneur, same formula, the same outlier formula, the same formula. There's an article, how do doctors die? They die just like you, on the train or subway, whatever the fuck. Maybe they have early burnout or whatever. You just keep working and working, but the average person can only save $100,000 within 6, 7, 8 years. So they're talking about a little bit over 5 years comfortably. Your first $100,000, which is true. If you live in your parents' house, probably 3 or 4 years. About graduation, as long as 4 years. Every 4 years you can graduate with a bachelor's degree. So every 4 years you're like going to a university, and that university is life. It doesn't matter if you're enrolled in paying tuition or not. You're automatically enrolled in the school of life. That's just gonna beat your ass. Bills are due. People get sick. People get old. Some people die. You need to pay for gas, transportation, housing, food. You have your own expenses. In between this and that, hopefully you're enjoying your time here, your stay here on this fucking planet. What other means is it possible that you've gotten rich? Very, very little. And most of it are scams and, grifts. The only thing isn't a grift is working. Put in the hours in. People will say you're just trading your time for money. Fine. Go sell yourself. Go create your own entrepreneurship. Go do that. You're more than welcome. You'll quickly see that's hard as fuck. no one's willing to buy your product unless you have great marketing, you know. And you will become a reseller. You know, you just buy shit off of Temu or Amazon or whatever on Black Friday and then decide to resell it. You could do that too. White labeling, you know, you're not reinventing the wheel here. You're just rebranding things and putting your logo on it. Supreme. I mean, everything else is the same. Jackets, jeans, clothes, hats, you know, water bottles, whatever, skateboards, whatever you could get your logo on. Cookie cutters. We're all just a bunch of fucking cookie cutters, you know. There's very few Steve Jobs and Elon Musks in the world. And even then, they're only good at, most people like that are only good at startups. They can start themselves, get things rolling, but then they need all the untouchables and home meshes to do all the dirty work. The lay people, the 9 to 5 rat race people. And they sell their companies for, you know, millions of dollars and stuff. That's great. That's great. If you're one of them, great. I mean, you could do whatever the hell you want. Most people are not like that. Most people are not like that. There was this one Indian lady. By the time she retired, which thankfully she did retire, she looked like a potato, a 5'4" potato, and she kept obsessing about money and all these stories, and you know, about her relatives having businesses, and then I hear all this shit talk about how one day they had free coffee K-cups left over, and she took both of them, 2 large bags of coffee K-cups, because the scarcity mindset was obviously ingrained in her. You have to be very careful of Asian people around. They suffer from the scarcity mindset. You know, they'll grab and take about everything and everything. You know. And there'll be lawyers and doctors. So we're not just talking about like criminals and doing stupid shit. We're talking about like professional kind of people who will just, you know, take everything because, not because they need it, it's because they operate on the scarcity mindset. I'm being cheap. I'm being frugal. You know, they can word it however they want, but, you know, bottom line is they're fucking cheap. Why has it gotta be like this? It just is. That's just the way. You know, everyone wished they were Warren Buffett or Jeff Bezos or Tiger Woods or something, or Michael Jordan or an Oprah Winfrey. But you're probably not. And if you were, you'd probably fucking die from old age like Regis and Kelly. Found out my uncle actually was working as a videographer engineer. He was old and retired by the time I met him on the Regis and Kelly show. And Regis just, you know, afterwards, 2 or 3 years later, he just fucking died. Who wants to be a millionaire? You know, just the charisma. They needed him for his maximum level of charisma. Very charismatic guy. Facial expressions, just, you know, in tune with the environment. Very entertaining personality and confident. And, you know, classic American white spirit. That's the best I could describe it. Is everyone like that? No, not at all. Some people have a lot of confidence. Some people aren't as bold, or, you know, just, well, not well, you know, you have to be well spoken. You have to say things that, you know, make sense. You know, all the above. Just be very organic and fluent with the times, with the environment, with the people and stuff. Not everyone is built like that. well articulated and can talk a lot. Talking a lot is also a skill. For some people it's an asset, for others, if you just talk a lot, I mean, it just comes off as bitching and complaining, and that's not cool to anyone. And everyone will know you are just bitching and complaining in the room. It's nothing intellectual, nothing charming, nothing witty, nothing funny, nothing shining through. It's no inspiration, just bitching and complaining. No one wants to hear that guy or girl. So they're still working on the construction outside. They have new cranes and the same cranes and stuff and crap outside. So the future is coming. It's knocking on its door. Luxury apartments. They no longer, the big industries, no longer real estate industries or BlackRock or whatever, financial institutions, the banks, they no longer want you owning things. You can't manage them, and they just want you to pay rent for the rest of your life while working a shitty 9-to-5 job, and most of your paycheck will be going towards putting a roof over your head. So the question is, why don't they just build homes like they used to, and just, you just pay $2,000, $3,000 for mortgage for a 2-3 bedroom. Why don't they just do that anymore? Because they don't give a fuck about you. They're just there to make money and manage things. So if you're giving them a shitload of money, your paycheck, they'll take care of you. But at the same time, you're not gonna build up the equity or savings because you're using them to fund all these big corporate companies and their real estate game. And that's it. That's it. Unless you make less than about $70,000, in which you can apply for affordable housing units that's subsidized by the government, which we all pay taxes for. Are there any ifs, ands, or buts to what I just told you? You work a lot. You work a lot, and you work a lot. Or if you're a criminal, criminals also work a lot. No one gives them, credit for it, but, I would imagine that it's considered work, doing stuff. No one gives merit for criminal activity, but some criminals are some of the most productive people on this planet. I don't know if they enjoy stealing and robbing people, whatever, but that most surely puts you at risk, and it's, you have to do things. It requires effort. Criminals are some of the most productive people on the planet. And if things don't shape up, you'll have more crime. So what is the point of all this if someone's just gonna rob you or kill you on the street like Gotham City? If the vast majority of people aren't happy and just doing whatever the fuck stuff, well, that's not something you can control now, is it? What you can control is working every day, putting in the effort to work every day. And that's what you have to do. Sorry, kid. If you've been working when you're 12 years old, expect to be doing the same thing when you're 30 years old, 35, 40 years old, 45 years old, 50 years old, up until you're maybe even 70 years old. So, it would be very naive for you to just think, oh, I could just win the lottery. No, people don't want to hear it. It's all about delayed gratification, building resilience, discipline, consistency, delayed gratification, resiliency. These things don't change. If it's anything, I mean, you don't even have to talk. You don't even have to vocalize. You don't even have to talk to anyone. You just have to show up to work. I mean, if your job requires talking and sales, whatever the fuck, that's great. But you don't really. That's great. Yeah, it probably could elevate your career status, your position from sales to executive salesman, whatever the fuck. But for most people, you get by being the millionaire janitor by just staying low key, doing your job, punching in and out every day. Is it worth it? I don't know, but that's how you survive. Do you need to be rich? No. You just need to have longevity until you reach 65. Before you thought it was graduating college, before you thought it was, getting the job, and now it's just like you see the beast for what it is. It's just really you're killing time until you're 65 or 70 years old, until you can retire, and then you'll quickly deteriorate soon after because your mind isn't being stimulated as much as it once was before, because your body and your mind has been conditioned to be working a minimum of 40 hours a week, and now you're kind of like bored out of your mind at home and whatever the fuck, and people, well, you weren't prepared for that. You thought you'd be like your teenager self and just with someone on MTV or something and living the Americana dream, partying it up and stuff. No, that's not how it works. You just get older and creepier and shit, and you just become more stoic and be like, I just want 3 meals a day, and a nice little bed, and just be able to sleep at night and do whatever I want, and that's it. And you're like, shit, I'm a normal ass person. Damn. I'm not Bon Jovi. I'm not Kid Rock. I'm not Bruce Lee. I'm not Chuck Norris. I'm not Michael Jordan. I'm just some fucking old guy. And I'm counting my pennies because I'm collecting my pension and Social Security. That's who you're gonna be. I mean, the fuck, shit. A bean counter. I mean, that's all a layperson can most hope for. You're in this 55-year-old plus community. You thought your life would be different. You thought you could be better. You thought you had higher standards. Shit, you thought you were going to wild sex parties on Jeffrey Epstein's island. I mean, like, no. You thought you were going to be young Charlie Sheen getting an STD. I mean, like no, that's just if you're not living that life right now, you're never gonna be living it or whatever. And they have things like that. They have, little vacations and Las Vegases and, things for normal people to go to. And nightclubs and go-go bars and titty clubs. Because, that's where the magic happens. That's where, you could live your life for just that one night or two or whatever without having to face reality. One of my coworkers just came back from the Cayman Islands, south of Cuba, and she's like, she went out in the ocean with the tour guides and everything with her family and met the stingrays, and she showed pictures, and she's fucking back here, and she even her husband's a rich doctor and stuff. She still works 40 hours minimum in a smelly old shithole hospital, and it's just like, why does she have to work there? I don't know, but she just chooses it to keep it real, or that's what she does for a living. It's just like, that's what she does. What else she would be doing? Taking care of her kids, living in her 3-4 bedroom, home, being a housewife, which wouldn't be so bad, but I don't know. The way she experiences time, she probably wants money for whatever reason. I don't know. She likes buying things. She likes expensive things, cars, pools in her backyard, whatever the fuck it is. Or she just believes in money. Great. A lot of women just want money. Forget about the man, forget about loving the guy, or whatever. A lot of times, women just don't want to hear it, don't want to hear about the struggle, don't want to hear about it. Just want to go on vacation and enjoy their Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon and get away with, the 9 to 5, the mundane tasks, the laundry, the smelly socks, the smelly people, the useless ass fucking people, the old people, the babies, all the useless fucking people out there. The kids, just the people that just don't serve them in life that they've been serving all this time. The kids, the old people, whoever the fuck. Their husband, just a girl's night out. So, that's all the time I have today. After working the 16 hours, driving home, taking a shower, I just dropped dead in my bed and just slept until 3 o'clock. So I slept a solid 6 hours, and I woke up at 3, ate some. This minute's been 36 minutes, 40 minutes long, and it looks like I spent an hour just chilling, trying to decompress and do this vlog video about my life and what's it like being a salary man, basically, minus the Japan part. That's what it is. Salary man, middle-aged salary man, single. There are a lot of reasons why I don't want to be married in America. 50% plus divorce rate. People suffer from a lot of bitching, nagging, Karening, and more Karening, which is very prevalent all over. Boss girl, just all this like feminism stuff is just like, no one wants a Karen in the room, and she can't have me around either once she finds out that I've been going to the titty club, and then I'm embarrassing her, and I don't blame guys for getting divorced. I mean, it's very easy to get why she would accuse you. There's a lot of bitching and complaining, and there's no accountability. Life is hard. Minimum hours, 40 hours a week, for financial reasons. Not everyone's going to be a lawyer. Not everyone's going to be a doctor. So, brain drain, lack of brains, lack of intellect, but high on ego. Everyone's got a big, giant-ass ego. They're always right. They're always suffering from narcissism. Damn. So how do you get along with your spouse? You can't. Everyone's reflecting a mirror back and forth at each other. And if you do, great. If you have Jesus, great. If you have Allah or whoever the fuck, Buddha, great. But most people just can't face reality. You have to work 40 hours a week for financial reasons. Jesus isn't going to come down from heaven and save your ass from the banks, from the credit card companies, from the real estate, mortgage payments or whatever the fuck, from the utility companies. That's just how it is. That's how it always been. And no one wants to hear it. So, so who's alive? So, life just got rid of all the weak ass people who think they're premature baby mamas, prima donnas. There's not gonna be a lot of blondes, beautiful blonde girls, unless they're like OnlyFans, overpaid OnlyFans models and stuff. Or back then it used to be like Playboy models, or I don't know, or porn stars. Now it's OnlyFans. If you don't make it in the sex worker industry, then you have to be like one of us. working. You know, people only have $500,000. You know, they want $1,000,000. They want $2,000,000 minimum. Okay. So you have to work, you know. Even if I was selling things on eBay and Amazon, and the sales were like $10,000, $20,000, and I sold a lot of shit, and that's still not enough. That still fucking was not enough, and it felt like a lot. I loaded my whole fucking, you know, car with stuff. Just unpacking things, the UPS, USPS, and just like, that's not enough. That was just the equivalent of a minimum wage job. I would have to 5x that shit, and I would just say, whoa, this feels like fucking work. Like a coffin, like I need a crane, like I need a truck kind of work. Not like dinky doodle, you know, 6th grade, you know, science fair project shit. This is like actually being a fucking adult. Like Chad level kind of work you have to do. Like, you need a shipping container of fucking shit and like a warehouse to be working, like thousands of dollars. I'm not talking about $1,000. I'm not talking about $2,000. I'm talking about like $10,000 of like renting, you know, equipment and stuff, and executing on your business model, which is a lot of fucking work. So with that said, you know, it's a lot of fucking work. Or you work for someone else, get your W-2 form, you know, pay your taxes. Remember, April 15th, 13th, 14th, 15th. Yeah. So today's April 13th, 14th, you got Sunday. And you got until Monday, April 15th, to file your taxes. So what I'm saying to you is very real, unfortunately. You know? And those of you who want to go on spring break or vacation or whatever the fuck, you know, my coworker, I told you, she just went to the the Cayman Islands, did her thing with the stingrays, and just came the fuck back here to work. And she told me the same thing, you know, the Cayman Islands, the banks, the offshore, you know, rich people where they hide their money, same fucking thing. And their eyes were glowing like, oh yeah, the money. It's always the same fucking thing. And she's blonde, you know, she has a rich doctor husband, so she's been exposed to the great American, you know, family, you know, dream, the great American dream. She definitely has it. And you know, she won the genetic lottery and just, you know, married a doctor, and she has it. She's telling me it's you know, about. I'm not even asking her. She's revealing this information to me. The banks, money, you know, you know, that's all it is. That's all it is. You know, the higher up you go. So what am I saying? You know, minus the vacations, minus all this, or whatever the fuck, the bare bones minimum required is that you sacrifice your time for money. And maybe you'll just be so ingrained in the working life that you just don't give two fucks about anything else, because that becomes your life. That becomes who you are. That becomes who you're being, because you've been conditioned to that life. And that's how it is. That's how Kung Fu is. You condition your body. You have all these like punching sandbags and soybeans and whatever. And you keep beating the shit out of things and wood, and eventually your body will just keep adapting, and you'll lose like sensation in your bones, because you lose that sensitivity, and you become conditioned like an athlete, and you just keep doing the same shit, and you just become stronger that way, or just more callous and just not give a fuck, and whatever you just execute on it. And sooner or later you'll be able to, you know, be a karate master, start breaking wooden boards and whatever, and punch concrete bricks. But you lose the sensitivity. You may even lose the joy of life. Or that'll become your joy in life, just being a hard ass. And they don't chill. You know, no one chills. One thing I learned about the industry is that people do not chill. Patients don't chill. Because of that, you know, doctors don't chill. You know, everyone else, the technicians, the underdogs, garbage men, they don't chill either. And that's what it is. That's life. You don't need to really pay tuition. You know, that's just life. There's a book called Trashed. It's about a garbage man. It's actually a comic book. He does the same fucking shit every single motherfucking week, throwing garbage out. And that's what life is. Every single motherfucking day, he's going to work. He's making money. You know, that's how he overcomes adversity, the garbage, the smells, the rats, the shit stains. He smells money, and you just have to build that sense of resiliency, that grit. And unfortunately, that's life. Your body and your mind becomes conditioned. You get used and abused so oftenly that you just don't give a fuck anymore, and you become your own, like, Jesus, your own mini Jesus. You know, it's like the street vendor in New York City. You just keep grinding and grinding and grinding. For other people, it could be more complex. Maybe you're an engineer, a lawyer, a doctor, a surgeon, or whatever the fuck. But for most people, it's probably the equivalent of understanding, like, there's a guy in New York City. He's, you know, a foreigner or whatever. He's trying to feed his family, and he's just, you know, making hot dogs for people, or in his halal stand or whatever, rice and chicken, the halal guys. And he's just working every single motherfucking day, every single motherfucking day and night. Again, hopefully you're not that guy, and instead you have a, you know, more higher value paying, you know, your payouts more, but, you know, the mindset is very similar. You just keep fucking doing that shit. You keep fucking grinding until, you know, the cows come home, until your hands start chapping up, until you start bleeding as shit comes out of your nose and you're blowing out snot. Or in Japan, you suck it back into your nostrils, which is culturally acceptable. My argument, you should be blowing that shit out. But I'm not Japanese, so I don't give a fuck. I just do one of the Mexicans. Just do one of those. And that's what it is. Anyone who says otherwise is just delusional. Or you're very privileged, white. Most people, even if they're white, they still work like cats and dogs out there. The Way of the Superior Man. That is a book that talks about this. Is there a way out? I don't know. And even then, find your way out. You'll be this, you know, weird yogi guy meditating and stuff on top of a mountain. Everyone wants the best of all worlds, and it's just like, you just get a little sample of each and everything, and that's the diversity of this world. You can be doing that. Whether you want to do that or not is up to you. So, whatever. I get paid regardless. I punch in, punch out. Try not to think about it. Used and abused. Grit, resiliency. No matter up, down, left, or right, you know, someone has to be doing the work. Rest, recover, rinse and repeat. Drink plenty of water, sleep, go to the gym, you know, recharge, find your way to recharge, go out in nature, you know. These are the only things. This is the only way. And if anyone tells you otherwise, you know, play the lottery, YOLO, you know, day trade, drop shipping, white labeling, sell things on Amazon, use AI generated, you know, story, narrative book making scripts using AI and sell them on Amazon, ebooks. Go ahead. I don't know. If you find a way out of the matrix, out of the 9 to 5, go ahead. It's not going to be easy. Some people, I saw this one guy's trying to sell coloring books and shit. He said it was just as hard as, marketing, sales. It's one thing or the other. Fine, you have a great product. You know what? It's another thing to be able to sell it. It's to be another thing for other people to be buying it. Your targeted audience, your customers. That's not easy. That's not easy at all. So I got my thing going on. I found my gold mine. I just have to put in my 8 hours, 9 hours, or whatever the fuck on it daily, and that's my trade-off. And that's a necessary evil. Man has to deal with necessary evils. War. Iran. Israel. Palestine. Ukraine. Russia. It's this war. Einstein said, pick up, rainwater outside. Look under it through a microscope. You'll see the tiny microbacteria and stuff. Macrophages trying to eat and kill each other. That's true. As humans, this is a little bit more complicated and complex, but the fundamental concept is very true. You have to be working, you have to be eating, you have to be sleeping. Just be doing it in the right order. Find your way to be doing it. Rinse and repeat. I always say, everyone's always trying to find that magic golden bullet. I just told you everything in this video you have to know. Resiliency, grit, overcoming adversity. I touched all the key points. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Hope you have a great day. Peace out.